Sir David Attenborough's contribution to broadcasting and wildlife filmmaking over the last 5 decades has brought him international recognition and earned him countless awards. His programs have been nothing short of entertaining and full of amazing moments. In this video, we take a look at 10 shocking Sir David Attenborough moments. Killer whales attack Minky. Attenborough's most disturbing whale moment captured was this clip, which tracks the movements of a lone Antarctic minke whale as it crosses paths with a pod of orcas, also known as killer whales. These majestic creatures are surprisingly nimble as they battle it out in a sprint for survival. For 2 long hours, the orcas flank the minke whale, and it's impossible to tell who will go down first. But as there is a lone minke and a pod of orcas, the lone minke is soon battered and bitten by the killer whales. Seagulls are attracted by the scent of fresh blood in the water and lend a Hitchcock-like soundtrack to the Battle of the Giants. Before long, the orcas try to flip the minke on its back and keep it there. With the blowhole submerged, it will soon die. With a final strike, the hunters drag the minke under and start to feed. Amazing lyrebird sings like a chainsaw. Known for its perfect impersonations, the lyrebird mimics the calls of at least 20 different bird species, such as the kookaburra. While the clip beautifully illustrates not only the songbird's magnificent voice, but also his spectacular plumage, there is something disturbing about its ability to mimic man-made noises. Whether it's the noise made by a camera shutter or car alarm, it's unsettling to know that this magnificent bird has come into such close contact with humanity. Most disturbing of all, it perfectly imitates the noises of a lumber crew with their chainsaws cutting down its very habitat. This was both an amazing and shocking moment captured by Attenborough. Amazing DIY orangutans. Attenborough has a rapport with the great apes, and this next clip is proof. The video opens with the sight of an orangutan washing herself with soap and then doing the laundry. As Attenborough is quick to point out, she has not been trained to do this as some kind of party trick. She has simply observed others doing it and is now copying them. And it doesn't stop there. From rowing a boat with a massive paw to using a handsaw, hammer, and nails to do some work around the house, orangutans are able to imitate humans entirely of their own volition. The similarity to human beings is just uncanny. Their very human-like hands, big brains, and the ability to learn and copy what they see happening around them just goes to show how closely we are related to these great apes. Freaking out a sloth. In this amusing clip, Attenborough ditches the usual trademark soft whisper and climbs a tree in pursuit of what he refers to as an extraordinary plant predator and mobile compost heap. It's clear he is referring to sloths, as they are notoriously slow to move and react. Like many of us, the sloth has adapted to the lack of nutrition in its diet by hanging around and not doing very much at all. It spends most of its time hanging from tree branches in a way that uses very little muscle. Funnily enough, only the need to defecate will encourage the sloth to make its way down to the forest floor. Why? Nobody knows. Barnacle gosling takes flight-ish. Life story. Just as David Attenborough's documentaries have the ability to make us laugh, they can also pretty much break our hearts. The sequence where tiny, cute, fluffy barnacle goslings hurl themselves off high rock ledges in pursuit of their parents is one of the best nature sequences ever shot, but also one of the most devastating. Clear the grandchildren out of the room before watching this one. Cali bird defends its territory. In this next clip, Attenborough studies the battle tactics of the largest of the grouse species, the Cali. Roughly the size of a turkey, this particular bird is more than a match for our beloved presenter. As Attenborough enters its territory in the Caledonian pine forest in the Scottish Highlands, the normally shy bird goes straight for his knees, knocking him right over. Perhaps not the best idea to visit during mating season, as Attenborough claims. Attenborough in bird paradise. Attenborough achieved a childhood ambition when he traveled to New Guinea to film Birds of Paradise for Attenborough in Paradise in 1996, and he has continued his association with some of the world's rarest bird life ever since, including narrating these images of the creatures' courting rituals, which are regarded as some of the greatest wildlife footage ever captured. Christmas Island crabs, the trials of life. One of the prerequisites of being a TV naturalist is that you must not be freaked out by animals. That's easy enough when you're handling a baby orangutan or a cuddly sloth, but less straightforward when you are on a beach that is swarming with tens of millions of crabs. True pro that he is, in this extraordinary footage, David Attenborough appears entirely unruffled by the fact that he is about to be devoured alive by the sheer weight of numbers of these confounded crustaceans, and keeps on calmly addressing the camera even as one starts to walk up his leg. Bird interrupts David Attenborough. Birds can be hilarious, like this one, who seems to love interrupting Sir David Attenborough. Ever the professional, Attenborough attempts several times to complete his monologue by starting over, eventually settling for incorporating the bird's beautiful song. It had been a childhood dream of the naturalist narrator to visit Papua New Guinea, so when it finally happened in 1996, he was not going to be upstaged. Attenborough greets a group of cannibals. In a 1975 episode of Michael Parkinson's Chat Show, Attenborough recounts his travels through the Amazon. When his entourage of chaperones one day comes to a halt, he wonders about their reluctance to go any further. Upon questioning, it turns out that the men were afraid, as they knew that further down the mountain lived a colony of cannibals, or as they put it, bad fellas. Being British to his core, Attenborough at first ignores their protestations. Soon, however, a bunch of men came charging up the mountainside brandishing spears and knives. Ever the pragmatist, the cameraman turned the camera towards the men and captured the moment Attenborough walked up to them, sticking out his hand and greeting them with a good afternoon. These were indeed some of the most shocking David Attenborough moments. Don't you agree? Do let us know down below. Thanks for watching.